Conduct competency assessment.
Ensure that the assessment site complies with the relevant occupational health and safety requirements.
Ensure that the assessment resources are available. The assessor must ensure that the tools, equipment and facilities are ready and available in the assessment site before the assessment start. A checklist of tools, equipment and facilities must be on hand to help the assessor.
Good morning, everyone! Welcome to the Regional Training Center, which is an accredited assessment center for bread and pastry production. By the way, my name is Jamaica J. Labita. I am an accredited competency assessor for bread and pastry production in C2. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of Ms. Cristel Labita, our processing manager, Mr. Riniboy Solapas, our assessment center manager, and Ms. Leonora Labita, our provincial TESDA representative. You don't need to worry about their presence. They are here to oversee the conduct of competency assessment and to check if the conduct is in accordance with the prescribed competency assessment methodology and procedures. They will not assess you. So, before we start, let us all pray. Let's bow down our head and close our eyes. And for those who are Catholic, kindly sign off the cross. Amen. So now, let me check the attendance first. Please present to me your admission slips once your name is called. And also, please sign up the attendance sheet. Miss Candice. Mr. Kevin. So now, I have here with me your accomplished application form and self-assessment guide. This is an indication that you know and can perform all the units of competency enumerated in this qualification. So today, I am going to administer competency assessment for bread and pastry production and C2. It is the qualification level with basic, common, and 5 core competencies, namely, prepare and produce bakery products, prepare and produce pastry products, prepare and present gotoks, torts, and cakes, prepare and display petits fours, and present desserts. So the purpose of this assessment is for bread and pastry production and C2 is to determine your level of competency. The different tasks to be performed for this assessment are the following. First, bake bread, make cake, decorate cake, portion and plate pastries, breads, and other dessert items to the guests in hotels, restaurants, clubs, canteens, resorts, and luxury lines or cruise, and other related operations. We collect evidence through demonstration, oral questioning, and written examination. So to determine your knowledge and skills for bread and pastry production and C2, the assessment method we will use will be the written test, demonstration, and questioning. Oral questioning. So these assessment methods can help measure your underpinning knowledge and skills. So for your personal needs, the lavatory and comfort room are located at the end of the hallway. You can eat your lunch at the canteen on the first floor, and you are not allowed to go out from the premises during the assessment method. So if you have difficulty understanding instructions, do not hesitate to call my attention. I can translate it for you. And during written examination, if you have dilemmas writing down your answers, don't be shy because we cannot set your answers verbally. If you have concerns, questions, and there's a need for you to clarify the matter concerning the assessment, you may ask, for I am willing to assess you. But once the assessment started, please refrain from asking questions because it is no longer allowed. For OSHS, kindly observe proper knife handling. If in case accident occur, please call my attention right away so that proper first aid will be administered. In case you need the first aid, we have first aid cabinet at the right side of the hallway. In case you have any question regarding to the assessment result, you have the right to appeal. You can submit your appeal to the TESDA Provincial Office where the assessment center and the assessor are accredited. If you have passed the assessment and you are competent for the issuance of national certificate, you can claim it at the provincial office after 5 working days. If not found competent, don't worry about it. You can be reassessed anytime at your own convenience. In case the reassessment is full qualification, you must undergo the whole assessment process. If found to be competent in some unit of competencies, the reassessment will just focus on the unit of competencies that you are found to be not yet competent. If you fail 2 consecutive assessments, you are advised to take a refresher course before applying for reassessment. Which the result of your assessment, we observe strict confidentiality. This is to ensure your integrity. This result is only made available to the right personnel and to the institution where had your actual training. In relation to this, the assessment package is placed at the secured place to guarantee the integrity of the assessment package. Please do away from giving any form of information that took place in the assessment process. If you don't have any question or clarification, then I am going to give you a copy of specific instruction and please read them carefully. If you have questions, please ask it now. I may be able to translate it to English to your local dialect. If you need assistance, I will be more than willing to assist you. So now, for the written test, I will give you the answer sheet in your test questionnaire and you will have 15 minutes to answer that. You may now start. Are you done? Okay. Thank you. And now, let's proceed to the second part of our assessment, which is the demonstration part. For the second part of our assessment will be the demonstration. Candidate number 2, please proceed to the waiting area because candidate number 1 will proceed to her demonstration. Thank you, candidate number 1. Candidate number 2, you may now come in. You may now start your demonstration. Thank you, candidate number 2. For the oral questioning, may I call candidate number 1? Please proceed here.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You may take your seat. So for my questions, Okay, thank you, candidate number 1. You may now go out. Okay. And now, may I call on candidate number 2? Please proceed here for your oral questioning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You may now take your seat. So, for your question, okay, thank you, candidate number 2. Now, candidate number 1, please proceed to the assessment area, while candidate number 2, please stay here for a while. Candidate number 1, this way please.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning again, Miss Candice. You may now take your seat. So, how was the assessment so far?
It's very good. I learned a lot.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, your opinion coincides with my observation. And with that, all the oral questions is you have answered it correctly, and which also includes your written examination result. But there are some areas that needs improvement, such as the plating part. But overall, you are competent. So kindly sign up this competency assessment result summary in your rating sheet. Thank you, Ms. Candice. So to claim your national certificate or your certificate of completion, you may claim it to the TESDA provincial office after 5 working days.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Candidate number 2, you may now come in.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning again, Mr. Kevin. You may now take your seat.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, how was the assessment, Mr. Kevin?
Well, it's good.
Okay. So, kindly please sign the competency assessment result summary in your rating sheet. So, Mr. Kevin, if you are not satisfied with the result of the assessment, you may file your complaint or an appeal to the TESDA provincial office, where your assessor and the assessment center are accredited. So, do you have any question?
None so far, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here's the paper, sir.